Hello, students. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back in the part 2 of the chapter from Political Science, which is What is Democracy and Why Democracy. So, I hope, my dear children, all you are good, happy, and enjoying this online sessions. So, students, here I would like to tell you that in our earlier session, we have completed the first part of this chapter, and now in this session, we are going to complete remaining part of the chapter. So, let's start this remaining part of the chapter. But before that, I would like to give you today's thought. Every day is a good day. There is something to learn, care, and celebrate. Yes, my dear children, every day is a good day, situation whatever it may be. And there definitely we can learn something as you are learning at your home every day. You're caring yourself, your family, and with this all you're celebrating and enjoying every moment, I hope. So, with this great positivity and with this great thought, we can start today's lecture, students. But before that, I would like to take here a snap recap of our earlier session. So, students, our earlier session or your chapter, it is start with the meaning of democracy, where we have seen democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Who are the rulers? What kind of election? Who are the people? What kind of form of government? So, on the basis of all these questions, answer one definition has been framed here by Abraham Lincoln, which is democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So I hope students you understood here the meaning of democracy which already we have discussed in our earlier session. So that's why I'm not giving too much explanation here. Now the next point we have already studied in our earlier session, which is features of democracy. So all these features of democracy we have studied there, students, with the different case studies of different countries, which is in democracy the final decision making power must rest with those who elected by the people. Means whatever decision making is available there is with whom? Those who elected by the people. Then second feature we have seen there, a democracy must be based on free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Then the third feature of democracy we have seen, in democracy each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. Then the fourth feature we have seen there, a democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizens' right. Then the fifth feature we have studied there, the opposition parties are allowed to function freely before and after the election. And the last feature we have discussed there, which is the democratic governments are based on fundamental principles of political equality. So, my dear children, all these six features we have seen there as a, all these six features we have seen there of democracy. So, on the basis of these features, one direct question can frame there that explain the different features of democracy with the different examples of different countries. So, students, this question definitely can be asked there for 5 marks in your exam. So, prepare this answer with these points. I hope you understood all these points in our earlier session, and one short answer question can be framed there on the basis of meaning of democracy. One short answer also and very short answer also. So students, whenever you study the lesson, so study the lesson from the exam point of view as well as from the question answers perspective, as I have told you. And one more thing students, while listening this audio, please take your textbook with you and must read lesson if you want their better understanding. Definitely, if you do not understand any concept, then you can ask your teacher. So we are definitely all are available there if you will be having any doubt. So let's start, my dear children, today's part of this chapter. And here we are going to start the second part of the chapter, where the first point is mentioned there, that is why democracy. So till now students, what have we seen? What is meant by democracy and the features of democracy. Now we are going to discuss here why democracy. Means democracy क्यों ज़रूरी है. So in under this point, what are we going to discuss? The arguments against democracy and arguments for democracy. Means what? Demerits of democracy or the drawbacks of democracy, and arguments for the democracy means benefits or the merits of democracy. So here this point has been mentioned in your textbook on page number 31, where one debate has been given. That debate you have to read at your home, and on the basis of that debate, next point has been mentioned here, argument against democracy, which is in furthermore slide. So see students, here I have mentioned that point, arguments against democracy means demerits or the drawbacks of democracy. So let's discuss here first what are the demerits or what are the arguments against the democracy, or what are the drawbacks of democracy. So here the first point I have mentioned, leaders keep changing in democracy, so it leads to instability. So students, in democracy, first argument is available here that leaders keep changing, and because of it instability comes there. Means what? So after every 5 years leaders, or after every 5 years elections happens there, and after every election leaders change there, and when leaders change there, policies of work also change there, and because of these policies of work, route of development also change there, and because of all these things, what result we get there? That it leads to instability. So I hope students you understood here the first point. What is the first point? That leaders keep changing in democracy. Democracy में हमेशा leaders change होते रहते हैं, क्योंकि after every 5 years elections are available there, and after the elections leaders change there. When leaders change there, all the policies of work also change there, and due to these policies of work, route of development also change there, and that's why it leads to the instability. यानी वहाँ पे stability नहीं होती है, it leads to the instability. I hope, my dear children, you understood here the first argument against the democracy. Now, here we are going to discuss the second argument against the democracy. And what is that? It's all about political competition and power play. So student, what is the second argument? That everybody needs to gain the power, and everybody needs to gain a popularity among the people. Everybody means every political leader wants to gain popularity among the people, and that's why it turned into competition. And when it turns into competition, there is no scope for morality. Means what? Means वहाँ पे आपको कोई ये लेसन नहीं टीच करता है कि दिस इज़ रॉन्ग एंड दिस इज़ राइट. Leaders wants to make their the power, or leaders wants to play their the role in power, and that's why they want to become popular. And for that reason they use their muscle power, they use their money to uplift them in political competition. So what is the disadvantage of democracy? When power play introduced there in democracy, people forget about their morality. मीन्स जब पावर प्ले इंट्रोड्यूस्ड होता है स्टूडेंट डेमोक्रेसी में, तो लीडर्स अपने मोरालिटी के बारे में भूल जाते हैं। मोरालिटी के बारे में भूल जाते हैं यानी क्या, अपनी जो भी नैतिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, मॉरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, उसके बारे में भूल जाते हैं। एंड व्हेन पीपल फॉरगेट मोरालिटी, पीपल टर्न टुवर्ड्स करप्शन, पीपल टर्न टुवर्ड्स क्राइम एट्सेट्रा। एंड जो भी ट्रांसपेरेंसी होनी चाहिए होती है वो ख़त्म हो जाती है, और पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स अपने मोटिव के लिए लोगों को क्या कर देते, परेशान कर देते हैं। सो इन दिस वे, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पॉलिटिकल कंपटीशन एंड पावर प्ले, it leads to the corruption and crime. Because of this power play, what ends there, students? There is no scope for morality. And when there is no scope for morality, it turns towards corruption and crime. So in this way, students, I hope you understood that it's all about political competition and power play. Now, the third argument against the democracy: many people have to consulted in democracy that leads to delay. Now students, as you all know, in monarchy or in dictatorship, power किसके हाथ में होती है? So power is available in king's hand. So whatever decision may be, it used to take by the king only. Where it used to happen? In monarchy or in dictatorship. या फिर अभी भी होता है, means wherever the monarchy or the dictatorship is available there, so power is available with whole and soul with the king only. But in democracy, for decision making, need to consult to the lots of people, and it leads to delay. मीन्स कोई डिसीजन अगर लेना होता है तो वहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोगों को कंसल्ट करना होता है। जैसे कि हियर आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू एग्जाम्पल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस। मीन्स इफ़ यू गो इन गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस, so your file, it just goes from one place to another, from another place to next place. So decision making is also like that only in democracy. Again, another example I would like to give you here, the Lokpal Bill or Right to Education Act. When Right to Education Act it introduced there, before that means it was means it had been in progress since last many days, and after many years decision made there on the Right to Education Act, and then it implemented there, and then people get the benefit of that Right to Education Act. Or again about the Lokpal Bill also, you people know very well, because recently 2 years back, 2 years or 3 years back it has happened there, but the decision cannot be made on that Lokpal Bill, and that's why delay happened there. So till the date that delay is available there. So in democracy, why this delay happens there? Because many people have to consulted in democracy to make the decision, and it leads to delay. Means whenever any important decision must take there, that time it leads to delay, because we have to consult there many people, or leaders have to consult there many people in democracy. So I hope, my dear children, you have understood this third argument against the democracy. Now we are moving for fourth argument against democracy in our further slide. And here is the fourth argument against democracy, which is elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people, so its leads to bad decision. As you read this argument, you can understand very easily, my dear children, that it's not necessary that whoever leader you have chosen, they should know everything. मीन्स कभी कभी ये भी होता है कि जो लीडर्स चुन के दिए जाते हैं उनको सारी जानकारी नहीं होती है, और इसके चलते क्या होता है, इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ लैक ऑफ नॉलेज दे कैन नॉट टेक द बेस्ट डिसीजन इन द फेवर ऑफ पीपल. And why this thing happen? Because sometimes in those leaders they do not have the skills or they do not have the proper knowledge. Means with the जैसे कि मीन्स ये कहाँ पे होता है, इन मोनार्की, मीन्स राजा का बेटा ही राजा बनेगा, तो डेफिनेटली it's not necessary there that means if the previous king was having there the qualities and ability and the skills, so in his son also all those ability or all those skills will be available there. So means these things can happen in democracy also, that elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people, so it's lead to bad decision. Means sometimes whoever the leaders we choose there, they do not know the interest of people, means they do not know how to handle the things, they do not have the proper knowledge, and because of it they cannot take the best decisions in the favor of the people. So I hope students you understood this point. Now we are moving for next argument, which is it's based on electoral competition, so it leads to corruption. Means, see now, my dear children, this is very simple point. In a very simple way you can keep in your mind, or in a simple way you can understand it, that when we say that the competition, so when we say that the competition, so everybody wants to win there. Means ऐसा तो कभी होता नहीं है कि हाँ ये competition चल रही है और वहाँ पे 10 लोग हारना चाहते हैं और एक ही बंदा जीतना चाहता है, ऐसा होता है? No, not like that. So when we use there the word competition, so everybody wants to win there in the competition. So here in election it is based on electoral competition, यानी ये जो democracy है it is based on electoral competition. Here also competition available, but which competition? Electoral competition, यानी election के basis पे competition लिया जाता है, so it's lead to corruption. Means what? Everybody wants to gain the power there, everybody wants to win there, and that's why they use there the muscle power, they use there the money, sometimes some people, and that's why it leads to the corruption in democratic country, which is not at all good for any democratic country, but because of this electoral competition it leads to the corruption. So I hope, my dear children, you understood this argument against the democracy. Then the third argument, the last argument which is available here, that is ordinary people do not know what is good for them, so they are unable to decide what is good and bad. So ultimately students, in democracy who choose the leader? People. And among people who are available there, so all category people are available there, such as ordinary people, illiterate people, who don't know which leader is good for them. Means they are not having that enough knowledge that which leader is good for them, and that's why they made there the bad choice, and because of it we cannot get there the good leaders. Means here I would like to give you one example, my dear children, of the Greek country. Means in Greek limited franchises is available there. Means in Greek everybody cannot vote there. मीन्स वहाँ पे ऐसा होता था कि एवरीबडी कैन नॉट वोट देयर, हर कोई वोट नहीं देता था जैसे हमारे कंट्री में होता है. दैट हमारे कंट्री में क्या होता है, दैट एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइजेस क्या है, आफ्टर मीन्स अबव 18 ईयर हुएवर इज अवेलेबल देयर दैट पर्सन कैन वोट. बट इन ग्रीक इट वॉज नॉट हैपन लाइक दैट. सो इन ग्रीक the franchises was there available for limited person, means whoever is educated or whoever is having a proper knowledge, for those class kind of people only the suffrage, means the voting right was available there. और ऐसा क्यों था? बिकॉज ताकि अच्छे लीडर्स चुन के आए और उस देश का जो भी भविष्य है और उस देश का डेवलपमेंट जो भी है वो अच्छा हो. So, but in democracy, what is the drawback there? That ordinary people do not know what is good for them, and so they are unable to decide what is good and what is bad, and due to this, sometimes they made there the bad choice. So, I hope, my dear children, you understood here all the arguments against democracy. Again, my dear children, I would like to tell you here, this can be also the direct question. ये भी direct question बनता है for 5 marks if the question will be there in your exam that what are the drawbacks of democracy, what are the demerits of democracy, or what are the arguments against the democracy. So without any confusion, you have to mention all these points, and under these points, whatever the explanation I have given with the help of your textbook, you have to mention, and you can get there 5 out of 5 marks. Now students, this is all about argument against democracy. अभी ऐसा तो है नहीं कि डेमोक्रेसी में मीन्स सारे डीमेरिट्स ही है और ड्रॉबैक्स ही है और अच्छी चीज़ें कुछ है नहीं. नो, नॉट लाइक दैट. सो लेट्स सी what are the good things about democracy or arguments for democracy or merits of democracy. So students, why I am telling you here all the words, because whatever question may be, but the answer will be the same there. Okay, means whatever question may be means arguments against democracy, demerits of democracy, or drawbacks of democracy. Okay, so means among these 3 words any word will be there, so the content or the answer will be same there. So now let's move further for the arguments for the democracy or merits of democracy or benefits of democracy, and here all these are available. So the first merit here I have mentioned that a democratic government is a better government because it is more accountable form of government. Yes, my dear children, but before telling you all these merits of democracy, I would like to tell you here some facts. Means this point, it start with the story of 2 countries, which is available in your textbook on page number 32, which I have not mentioned here. But if you keep the textbook with you, then definitely you can easily understand this. So this point, it start with the story of 2 countries. In 1958 till 1961 was the worst recorded famine in the world history. Means बहुत ज़्यादा famine हुआ था यानी बहुत ज़्यादा भूखमरी हुई थी, अकाल पड़ गया था, and due to this famine many countries had to face their problems such as China and India also. So but both means here the example has been mentioned, or the example have been mentioned of 2 countries of China and India. So how the situation, or how both countries reacted towards the situation because of their governance policy, that thing I want to tell, and then students we will move further towards the argument for democracy, which is our point which I have mentioned here. So let's try to understand the story of this famine which had occurred in 1958 till 1961. So students, during those days India's economic condition was not much better than China. लगभग मीन्स दोनों कंट्रीज़ को जो इंडिपेंडेंस है वो एक मीन्स लगभग साथ में ही मिला था, and the economic condition was not much better than China of India. Yet India did not have a famine of the kind China had. But after that also, means though the India was not having good economic condition better than China, but after that also India reacted, or India handled this famine situation very well compared to China. And how is it possible? But before that, let's try to understand the meaning of this word, student. What is meant by the famine? Famine means drought, you can say there, और अकाल जिसको हम कहते हैं या भूखमरी जिसे हम कहते हैं. सो इट वॉज वेरी वर्स्ट famine which occurred in 1958 till 1961. So what had happened there? Though the India was not that much developed in economic condition compared to the China, after that also India dealt very well to this famine condition. How? So economics thinks that this was a result of different government policies in the two countries. So इकोनॉमिस्ट का ये मानना है, यानी अर्थतज्ञ जो भी है उनका ये मानना है that it was a result of different government policies in two countries. Means in both countries whatever the government policies were available in those days, ये किसका रिजल्ट था? तो उन गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज का रिजल्ट था. नाउ व्हाट वाज द गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज स्टूडेंट्स? लेट्स सी देयर. The existence of democracy in India made the Indian government respond to food scarcity in the way that the Chinese government did not. Means in India, whatever the democracy was available or whatever the democratic principle was available there, because of that democratic principle, India handled very well this famine situation which China couldn't. So they point out that no large scale famine has ever taken place in an independent and democratic country. इसका result क्या हुआ? That till the date we do not have or we do not faced there any famine which we have faced in the year 1958 till 1961. But if China too had multi-party elections, an opposition party and a press free to criticize the government, then so many people may not have died in the famine. But in China, means that communist government was available there, and that's why decision making was available there in one hand only, and that's why they had to face the lots of terrible situation in the year 1958 till 1961. That in that drought, students, many people, they had to die because of lack of decision. So here students, means this example why I have given or why in your textbook this example has mentioned. So this example brings out one of the reason why democracy is considered the best form of government. What did I say, my dear children? This example, this China and India, this example brings out one of the reason why democracy is considered the best form of government. So democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of people. Why democracy is better, my dear children? Because in democracy, people are involved there in decision making, and that's why democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of the people. And non-democratic government may and cannot respond to the people's need, but it all depends on the wishes of the people who rule. Again, गवर्नमेंट चाहे जो भी हो, चाहे वो डिक्टेटरशिप हो, चाहे वो कम्युनिज्म हो, या चाहे वो डेमोक्रेसी हो, वो गवर्नमेंट कब अच्छा होता है स्टूडेंट्स? व्हेन द लीडर्स आर गुड देयर. बट आफ्टर दैट ऑल्सो, मीन्स अमंग ऑल दिस डिफरेंट types of government, it says there that democracy is the better form of government. So students, on the basis of all this discussion, or on the basis of the stories of two countries, here the first merit of democracy we can study, which is a democratic government is a better government because it is more accountable form of government. Now students, what can you understand from this point? That this democratic government is a better government. Why it is a better government? Because it is more accountable form of government. More accountable means this government is more accountable to the people. Means if any wrong thing happened there, people can ask there the question to the leader, which is not happen in monarchy, or which cannot be happen in dictatorship. So I hope student you understood here the first merit of democracy. Now we are moving further the second merit of democracy, which is democracy improves the quality of decision making. Now students, if you remember, We have studied this in argument of democracy also, that decision making means many people involved there in the decision making in democracy, so that's why it delay. Now see the second side of this same point. What is that? Democracy improves the quality of decision making. How? This is another reason, student, that democracy is based on the consultation and discussion. A democratic decision always involves many person, discussion and meetings. So when a number of people put their heads together, they are able to point out possible mistakes in any decision. Means we have seen there that one point of this decision making process, that many people are involved there, that's why what happens, it delays there in decision making. But positive side is also available there, that is the negative side of this point, but one positive side is also available there which can we consider as a merit of democracy, and which is that in democracy many people are available there in the decision making, so that's why the possibility of mistakes are less there in any decision, and this takes time. But there is a big advantage in taking time over important decision. Yeah, this definitely takes a time there for decision making because many people are available there, students, but sometimes it's also important to take the time because it's an important decision. This reduces the chances of rash or irresponsible decision. यानी कोई भी डिसीजन जब हड़बड़ी में लिया जाता है या जल्दी जल्दी में लिया जाता है तो जो भी यानी इरिस्पॉन्सिबल डिसीजन की जो एक पॉसिबिलिटी होती है वो यहाँ पे कम हो जाती है, क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा सोच विचार और परामर्श के साथ क्या लिया जाता है, डिसीजन लिया जाता है. सो दस डेमोक्रेसी improves the quality of decision making. Means this can be considered as a merits of democracy. So I hope, my dear children, you understood this point. Now we are moving further for the next merit of democracy, which is democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. It is suitable the countries like India is having diversity of language, religion and culture. Democracy in India made it possible to keep unity in diversity. This is very good thing of democracy, I must say, students, that a country like India, means where is the diversity is available there, too much diversity is available there. Means in our country there is a diversity in language, there is a diversity in caste, there is a diversity in religion. Means there is a lots of diversity. So this is the amazing feature, my dear children, that democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Means in democracy it provides there the space for every religion and every diversity, which very well handled for the conflicts. Means which can handle very well for conflicts. यानी जो भी due to this diversity definitely students conflicts can happen. conflicts यानी मतभेद हो सकते हैं या संघर्ष हो सकता है. तो ये जो डेमोक्रेसी है, इन डेमोक्रेसी दिस डाइवर्सिटी हैंडल्स वेरी वेल. यानी जो भी अलग अलग मेजॉरिटी या माइनॉरिटी पीपल है, दे give there the important place or equal opportunity have been provided there in democracy. That's why it is suitable the countries like India. इसीलिए इंडिया जैसे कंट्री को डेमोक्रेसी सूट करता है, because India is having diversity of language, religion and culture. And democracy in India made it possible to keep unity and diversity. Means though we are having the diversity in our country, but after that also we are united because we are having which principle of governance? We are having there the principle of democracy. So I hope, my dear children, you understood this feature of democracy. Then the next feature, which is very simple and very easy, which is that in a democracy no one is permanent winner or loser. So definitely you can understand this feature that in democracy means after every 5 years elections happens there. So there is no one permanent winner or loser. यानी ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी 5 साल के बाद अभी बीजेपी पार्टी का गवर्नमेंट है तो बीजेपी का ही रहेगा, देन मीन्स एनी अदर पार्टी कैन विन देयर, और वो पार्टी जीतने के बाद मीन्स वहाँ पे अगर बीजेपी हार जाती है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि बीजेपी परमानेंट लूजर बनी रहेगी, बीजेपी को कभी चांस ही नहीं मिलेगा. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. सो व्हाट कैन बी द नेक्स्ट फीचर देयर, दैट इज इन अ डेमोक्रेसी नो वन इज परमानेंट विनर और नो वन इज परमानेंट loser. So I hope students you understood this point, because this is very simple point, so I will not give that much explanation for this point. Now the second last point which I have mentioned here as a merit of democracy, that is democracy is better than other form of government because it allows us to correct its own mistake. In your textbook students, this point is mentioned there as a last point, but here I have taken earlier. So let's try to understand students that as you know that there is no guarantee that mistakes cannot be made in democracy. No form of government can guarantee that. मीन्स ये कोई form of government नहीं दे सकता है कि कोई mistake ही नहीं होगी. But the advantage in democracy is that such mistake cannot be hidden for long. There is a space for public discussion on these mistakes in democracy, which is very good thing, and there is a room for correction also. Means if any mistake has been happened there by the leaders, then there is a room for the correction. Room for the correction means ऐसा नहीं है कि एक particular room available है, उस room में जाके उस mistake को correct किया जाता है. No, not like that. So democracy is better than other form of government. Why? Because it allows us to correct its own mistake. Means the ruler have to change their decision. Means if any ruler has taken there the decision, and if the people are not agree with that decision, then that decision rulers have to change, or the rulers can be changed. Means if the decision would not be changed there, then what would be the change, what would be changed there? Rulers can be changed there, and this cannot happen in non-democratic government. That's why democracy is a better form of government than other forms of government. So I hope my dear children you understood this point. Now the last point which I have mentioned here, that is democracy enhances the dignity of citizen. This is means this point students, it is the second last point mentioned in your textbook on page number 33. So don't panic there or don't confuse there that means जो point अभी मैंने mention किया है वो point आपके textbook में last point करके mention है, and this point which I have mentioned here as a last point, this is the second last point which is available on page number 33 in your textbook. So see students, democracy enhances the dignity of the citizens. So what is mean by this? Means democracy enhances the dignity of citizens because it is based on the principle of political equality, on recognizing that the poorest and the least educated have the same status as the rich and educated. Again we can say that students, why democracy is the best form of government, because it is based on equality, whether it's poor, whether it's rich, whether it's educated, and it enhances the dignity of citizen. Dignity means it gives respect to every citizens. Means in democracy nobody can dominate to anyone, because it's based on equality, whether it's political equality, whether it's poor, whether it's rich, or whether it's educated, or whether it's uneducated. So I hope my dear children all these merits of democracy you understood here. If means as far as your exam point of view, this point is very important my dear children for long answer. Means if 5 marks question will be there, then all these points you need to mention there. Now students, to sum up this point, I would like to tell you here that democracy cannot get us everything and is not the solution to all problems, but it is clear better than any other alternative that we know. मीन्स ऐसा नहीं है कि मीन्स डेमोक्रेसी हर एक प्रॉब्लम को मीन्स अभी जो हमने दोनों चीज़ें देखी मीन्स यू कैन नॉट गिव देयर और यू कैन नॉट से देयर एनी स्टेटमेंट और मीन्स अभी हमने दोनों चीज़ें देखी है स्टूडेंट. सो हियर आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क यू द स्टेटमेंट दैट are you in the favor of democracy or are you in the against of democracy? Means definitely you are not available in front of me, but in your mind you can think there that though you say there that you are in the favor of democracy, then also some questions can ask there, and though you say there that you are in the against of democracy, then also some questions can be asked there. Means ऐसा नहीं है that democracy is the best government, but it is better alternative that we know. Better alternative means among other forms of government it is better alternative. Means we can say there that means no country is perfect democracy. Means हर कोई country perfect नहीं बन सकता है या no country is having there the perfect democracy, but we can or we the people can make it. This is my favorite statement, students. So I would like to sum up this point with this good statement that no country is a perfect democracy. कोई country में perfect democracy नहीं है, but we the people can make it. So I hope, my dear children, you understood this point, and now we are moving further towards the last point of this chapter, which is the broader meaning of democracy, जो कि है broader meaning of democracy. So students, see here that where from we have started our chapter with the meaning of democracy, then we have seen there the features of democracy, then we have seen there the arguments for arguments of democracy, and we have seen there just now we have discussed there the arguments for democracy. Now here we are going to see there the broader meaning of democracy. Now in your mind, students, question can come there that in starting only we have seen there the meaning of democracy. Now again why we are seeing here the broader meaning of democracy, or why again we are discussing here the meaning of democracy. So first word is mentioned here, my dear children, that is broader. Broader means as the evolution happened there, the evolution of democracy, it also happened there. Means gradually when the time spent there, or gradually when the time passed there, evolution also happened there in democracy. Democracy evolves. Democracy evolves means what? So here I have mentioned a representative democracy is one in which people elect their representative to legislature. So evolution हुआ students. Broader meaning यानी यहाँ पे हमें क्या लेना है? Broader meaning of democracy means in earlier days democracy was available there, but as the time changes there, or as the time passed there, democracy became there the representative democracy. This is the broader meaning of democracy. जैसे जैसे टाइम बीतते गया, जैसे जैसे समय बीतते गया, वैसे वैसे डेमोक्रेसी क्या बनते गया? रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी, जहाँ पे क्या है? is one in which people elect their representative to legislature. Means in earlier days the democracy, meaning of democracy, it was a little bit limited, but as the time pass on there and as the time changes there, evolution of democracy happens there, and the broader meanings comes there. What is that? That democracy became there the representative democracy, where or in which पीपल इलेक्ट देयर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, जहाँ पे लोग अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को चुन सकते हैं और कहाँ पे भेजते हैं? लेजिस्लेचर. नाउ व्हाट इज मीन बाय द लेजिस्लेचर? सो दिस इज द organ of government. Means already I hope you know this, means because already you have discussed this thing, or you have studied these things in 8th standard, and if you do not know the organs of government, then in our next chapter we are going to discuss those things. Then in the broader meaning again, the second point I have mentioned here, this representative will form of the government and govern them. Means ये जो भी है representative democracy, दिस इज़ द फॉर्म ऑफ अ गवर्नमेंट. ये एक ऐसा फॉर्म है गवर्नमेंट का जहाँ पे लोग ही गवर्न करते हैं. मीन्स व्हाट, दैट लोग अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को चुन के देते हैं. दैट वाई इट इज़ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, लेट्स ट्राई टू फोकस माई डियर चिल्ड्रन ऑन दिस broader meaning. And what is the broader meaning? That democracy, it becomes there the representative democracy. Now, why representative democracy is necessary? So in a large number of people, country like India, practically it is impossible to include all in decision making. अगर पूरे देश के भवितव्य के बारे में अगर एक डिसीजन लेना है तो सारे देश के लोगों को उस डिसीजन मेकिंग में लेना इट्स हाईली इम्पॉसिबल. अगर ऐसा किया जाए तो एक साल उसी में लग जाएगा कि अगर मीन्स वहाँ पूरे कंट्री का छोड़ दो, अगर हमने सरहद के स्टूडेंट्स का ही अगर एक डिसीजन लेना है और अगर हमने वो डिसीजन लेने के लिए सारे स्टूडेंट्स का ओपिनियन लेने के बारे में सोचा तो नियर अबाउट 1 महीना तो उसी में लग जाएगा, 1 to 1 इफ़ वी डिस्कस अबाउट द डिसीजन मेकिंग विद द इंडिविजुअल. सो दैट्स वाई representative democracy is necessary here. Means in representative democracy what happens there, people choose their representative as a leader and they send it or they send to them in legislature and they govern them on behalf of people. The leaders govern them. So I hope my dear children you understood here. Means again you can say here that in a broader meaning, democracy एंड गुड डेमोक्रेसी. मीन्स डेमोक्रेसी तो हर कंट्री में होती है, लेकिन अगर वो डेमोक्रेसी सिर्फ डेमोक्रेसी है सो उसका कोई यूज़ नहीं है. दैट डेमोक्रेसी शुड बी गुड डेमोक्रेसी. मीन्स व्हाट, गवर्नेंस एंड गुड गवर्नेंस. मीन्स गवर्नेंस तो हर कंट्री में होता है, बट दैट गवर्नेंस मीन्स व्हेन इट इफेक्टिव, व्हेन that governance it will be there, the good governance, then only it can become there the then it can be effective there. So I hope my dear children you understood here all points whatever I have tried to explain in short. But after that also, if you do not understand any point or if you are having any doubt, then definitely you can ask. So in further more slides, students, I have mentioned here the difference between democratic and dictatorship. Means it will more clear to you that how the democracy is the better alternative among all alternatives, or how the democracy is the better government among all other alternative. So see, in democracy what happens and in dictatorship what happens. So students, means you can take the screenshot also of it, or you can note down also this point. Means for 3 marks this question can maybe asked there in your exam. So what is that? In democracy what happens, powers lies in hands of people, and in dictatorship powers lies in hands of an individual. Then in democracy people has a right to choose the government through election, and in dictatorship people do not have right to choose the government. Then in democracy, people enjoy freedom of speech and impression, and in dictatorship, people do not have any right. Then in democracy, all citizens is equal in the eyes of law, but in dictatorship, this provision is not available because there is no equality. And the last difference, that is, policy are made for the benefits of the people. In democracy, whatever the policy is made there, it is made for the benefits of the people. But here in dictatorship, whatever the policies are made for the benefits of an individual. So I hope my dear children, you understood this chapter. So this is what distinguishes democracy from other government and other forms of government like monarchy, dictatorship, or one party rule do not require all citizens to take part in politics. So in fact, most non-democratic governments would like citizens not to take part in politics, but democracy depends on active political participation by all citizens. And that is why a study of democracy must focus on democratic politics. And that's why students, means we people are following the democracy And that's why today we have studied that what is the meaning of democracy, what are the features of democracy, what are the drawbacks of democracy, what are the merits of democracy, and what is the broader meaning of democracy, or what is meant by the representative democracy. So I hope children you understood and you enjoyed this lecture. But after that also, if you do not understand any concept here, then definitely you can ask your teacher. So this is your Pallavi teacher, students. So you can ask any query, any doubt if you do not understand. So with this hope that you understood this lecture, and thank you so much my dear children for listening me very calmly. I hope you were listening this lecture. So thank you so much for listening and for enjoying this lecture. So stay healthy, stay happy, and stay connected with this online session. Till then, goodbye.